Good afternoon. My name is Allison Stayfield, and today I'll be discussing the relationship between race and the Stand Your Ground law. Before we begin, I'd like to go around the room and get a definition from each of you of exactly what the Stand Your Ground law means to you. We'll start with you.
Standing up for yourself.
If you feel threatened, you have the right to defend yourself.
Stand up for yourself. The stand your ground law, I feel like it's self-defense.
If you feel threatened, you have the right to defend yourself or protect yourself.
Stand up for yourself.
So what exactly does the Stand Your Ground law mean? It's a form of self-defense in which gives an individual the right to use reasonable force to defend themselves. An example of this could be you coming in my house and I feel like I'm threatened, I have the right to shoot or to use any type of reasonable force necessary. If I feel like you're trying to attack me, I have the right to use any type of reasonable force necessary. For my introduction, I've chosen 3 well-known court cases: Zimmerman versus Florida, McNeil versus Georgia, and Milhurst versus the state of California. 2 of which you may be familiar with is Zimmerman versus Florida and Milhurst versus California, which is also based off the movie Fruitvale Station. Zimmerman versus Florida. A 17-year-old boy named Trayvon Martin was coming home from the store and was attacked by the neighborhood watchman, George Zimmerman. George Zimmerman profiled Trayvon Martin and said that he looked suspect, just based off of what he had on, his body language, and how he was unresponsive to him. McNeil versus Georgia. McNeil is a businessman in Georgia who owns his own plantation. He and a white man had an altercation a week before he actually killed him. The white man came on his property, and McNeil felt that he was threatened, so he used deadly force. He actually is now serving a life sentence without parole based off of this. Milhurst versus California. This occurred on New Year's Eve 2008 when a fight broke out on the BART Metro in California. The African American males were the only ones detained and the Caucasian males went on about their business. This is not right because they were profiled just for being black. My 3 main points. My thesis: to show how race plays a major role in most stand your ground cases in the United States. 3 main points of how I'm going to show that race plays a major role in stand your ground cases in America through attire, body language, and racial profiling, and also racial disparities. As far as attire, African Americans, especially younger males, tend to wear baggy or loosely fitted clothing. This example is shown in the Trayvon Martin case, where George Zimmerman specifically states that he saw Trayvon with a hoodie on and loosely fitted clothing, and he looked suspect just based on those 2 things. Second, body language. When most of us are approached, not just some, but most, we shrug, keep walking, or not even communicating. Non-communication is okay because we were always told to stay away from strangers. However, when you shrug or keep walking, the person may feel like you're ignoring them or that you're suspicious just because you're not giving them the answer that they're looking for. So you want to watch out for that. Lastly, racially being profiled. This is a stereotype that's basically done for no reason at all, at any cost. Basically, if you look suspect or suspicious and you're an African American, you're going to catch it. The graph. The state of Florida is what I chose to do my graph on, specifically because after 2005, their crime rates on stand your ground cases and the verdicts of people being not guilty has truly increased, especially when it's a white on black crime. As you can see, in 2005, everything was steady, and then it starts to increase. In 2010, it did stay at the same spot, but throughout 2007 and 2009, it increased tremendously. Now it's question and answer time. Who would like to ask me a question first? All right.
Which of the 3 court cases mentioned allow race to play a major part?
I would have to say all of them, but I would have to mostly say the Trayvon Martin case because he was basically killed for nothing at all, and he was racially profiled.
Do you think the stand your ground law would ever overturn or change?
Honestly, at this time, no, because legislative and lawmakers are very firm on the verdict in the Trayvon Martin case, and being that they have that high position, they have to say, like, this was fair and everything was injustice. However, I do think later on it may overturn, it may change because, you know, people are getting killed at any cost for no reason at all.
Out of the 3 points you gave, which one is the most critical point?
For that question as well, I would have to say all points are very important, but racially profiled, because we're all racially profiled as African Americans every day. Is it right? No, but it happens.
Do you think that because of racial profiling, the way that African Americans dress is one of the reasons, like a main cause?
Yes, I do. Is it right though? No, but yes, I think that has a tremendous effect because that's the first thing people look at. Your appearance is very important, so if they see you in a certain type of fitted or a type of outfit that's not so much presentable, of course they're going to judge you.
Okay.
In closing, you can see that race plays a tremendous effect on the majority of stand your ground cases. Is it right? No, but it happens every day. All right. Thank you.